And welcome back to Tight Sports. Welcome back. Welcome back. Well, this is the time of the week. It's early Friday. I want to just take a look at the Alabama-Kentucky game and break that down. But before we get to that, we have to find some sucker to lose to make way for Alabama so we can move up in the playoffs. So let's see if there's some other games out there that are of interest to us. Texas Tech against 16 Kansas. That don't have nothing to do with me. I will be checking out the Michigan-Penn State game because maybe Coach Franklin, maybe he can pull something off there. It'd be nice. I don't know. Michigan really hasn't played anybody. That division that Michigan is in the Big Ten is not very impressive. It kind of reminds you of, I don't know, the SEC East maybe? I don't know. Hey, man, I'm just calling like I see. There's nobody in the East but Georgia. That's it. There's nobody in the SEC East still but Georgia. And at one time, it was Florida. And at another time, it was Tennessee. But it's been a long time since all three of them were just, scary. It's been a very long time. Who else we got here? I am watching that, Carol. Ooh. I've said it. Coach Prime, sit that boy down. Sit him down. Arizona ain't playing, man. You better hope they can't breathe up in them mountains. The only thing I can think of, let's say Tulane, 23, Kansas City, Kansas State. That ain't doing nothing for me. Oh, maybe Miami can take down number 4, Florida State. Wait a minute. Just when you say it out loud, you know what I'm saying? I would not crack another joke on Cristobal, Coach Cristobal, if Florida State, if they were to take down Florida State in Tallahassee, by the way. Got my eye on that Tennessee versus Missouri game because I don't know, has Tennessee already played Georgia? But I keep my eye on that one. 22, Iowa's playing Rutgers. Nobody cares. Matter of fact, Rutgers will probably win that game. Oh, Utah versus Washington. 3:30 is locked in. I think Michael Penix Jr. can do it, but Utah is very, very physical. I mean, they make you feel it. They're kind of like beyond where Arizona is now. They've already been there for a minute. They're really toughened up after Urban Meyer got over there over the last decade and a half or so. They're a very tough team. That's going to be a challenge because Michael Penix Jr., everybody got to have the aches and pains, but he's still producing, but the wrong shot, and who knows, he may be out of the game because he is really good. And he's trying to get over that stigma of, Indiana, he was hurt. I think he's been hurt out there in Washington once, or, really just wants to get over that stigma before it's time to go get the money in the NFL. Should be one of the top picks as a quarterback. I got Gundy taking on UCF. He's a man. Oh, man, I'm 40. Love that. I love that rant he was on. Y'all got to watch that. Oregon State against Stanford. I'm not watching that at all. Good God. Oklahoma, will they take a L versus West Virginia? It does nothing for me. Okay. Let's go, Lane. Let's go. Ole Miss playing Georgia at 7 p.m. Man. They should be able to beat them. But do you trust Lane Kiffin, man? I mean, it's not that I dislike Lane. It's just funny to me because up in the middle of the second quarter, he'll up jump the boogie and go for 4th and 2 from his own 42. Because the book said, go for it's like all these years, he don't have a feel for what's going on the field. I don't get that. But I mean, is Georgia vulnerable? I don't think so. But anybody can be beat. But golly, Lane, Then his defense? No, man. Yeah, I mean, hey, Lane, if you can do your boys a solid, I mean, that, we hired you when nobody else would, just to keep that in mind. Let's see. Oh yeah. This is probably upset. Michigan State's gonna take down Ohio State. Oh, Florida is playing the Tigers. Florida is playing LSU in Baton Rouge, and no one cares. My bad. I don't want to be. I ain't trying to kill no Tigers and no Gators, man. That was a mistake of the old fat finger. You know what I'm saying? Just they big. Ricky Bobby. Just, I don't know what to do with my hands. Okay, TCU. They could do me a solid and go ahead and beat Texas. I'm sure, like, let's see, how many players would Texas have to leave at home in Austin in order to lose that game? Probably about 32. Duke playing North Carolina. I'll probably watch that. I like Uncle Mac Brown. But Duke, they lost their quarterback, man. God, they were about to cause some problems out there. Let's see. I like watching North Carolina play. They got a lot of good players. Chiswick has some guys coached up a little bit. Let's see, USC versus Oregon. Ooh. What time? 10:30? Yes, I can watch that Sunday morning. Yes. Right before I watch that NFL slop coming from somewhere in Germany. I think it's New England versus, is it Baltimore? I don't know. But anyway, I can watch this. I can start it 10:30 tomorrow night. I'll finish it in the morning because I don't know, Caleb, the way USC competes and the way they can score, you just never know. A couple of Pat Nix, is his name Pat Nix? A couple of Nix interceptions, and you may have a close game, and USC may be able to pull it out, 72-69. But if that happens, that would be a big help to the Crimson Tide, and everybody care about it. All right, so tomorrow it's at Lexington, noon. In noon, let's see, Alabama 8-1 playing the Kentucky Wildcats. And the only reason they're not ranked right now is because, their quarterback was hurt, but guess what? He's back. Yes, their quarterback is back. Devin Leary is slated to start tomorrow versus the Crimson Tide. He had a shoulder and an eye injury that held him out, I think, 3 games, crucial games at that. But he will make his return against the Crimson Tide. I don't know. I'm not sure this is defense you want to go, playing with, but let's just take a look at it. And when it comes to passing yards for Kentucky, they are 146 with 212 yards per game. They are rushing at about 140 a clip. Total yards per game is they're 353. I can't. Any given Saturday you can win or lose, and I think the Tide, if they can calm down, they can go on the Kroger field. I think I got some Kroger stock, so I kind of have ownership in this game.
What are you talking about?
So, I wonder if we're going to get a little break off. No, it's probably an advertising thing, so it's an expense. Anyway, I digress. But head to head, of course, he's out. He hadn't played for 2 or 3 games, and he has more passing yards than Milroe. Means nothing because if rushing the rush, this guy's not a runner, a big runner. And I would think that our goal would be not only to keep him in the pocket, but to crush him in the pocket. if I could figure out a way to pull up his rushing yards. And like I said, he slated, his offensive coordinator said that he was going to play, which it's a weird place for that announcement to come from to me. But he made the announcement, so we have to deal with it. I'm not sure how much he runs the ball. I don't think he does a lot, but I've seen he really does have a good arm. So Kool-Aid and Arnold are going to do a good job, and others, sticking with those receivers. And we're going to have to apply pressure as needed. Of course, we outrushed them per every game by about 21 yards. And I think this is a little skewed. Our passing yards per game are higher than theirs. But like I said, Leary's been out. In total yards, we beat them about 30. Let's see. So points for. Let's see. We are ranked at 237th in number of points scored, which that LSU was number one. So it don't bother me. This team was 207. Even if that quarterback played the whole entire year, they probably wouldn't crack 150. LSU was number one. So what I'm saying by that is I'm not afraid of their defense. I mean, offense. Not at all. Not at all. Alabama's defense, which has made improvements, had the bad games up front, let too many points go even against LSU, but they're still ranked 65th in points allowed, whereas this defense is 113th. So they let go of more points. I think our defense is going to be it's going to be overwhelming for them to overcome, especially with the tricks and stuff they do. I mean, the adjustments they know how to make. Like, basically, Kentucky needs to know whatever they do in the first half, they're not going to be allowed to do in the second half. And but if what's working in the first half continues to work, there's going to be problems because we're rushing 4. We rushed 5 to slow down Daniels, and he was a runner. As Coach Saban said in the press conferences, all week long, Daniels got away on design pass plays. I mean, the guy obviously runs under a 4.5, maybe even a 4.3. I don't think Leary is going to be running that away that much or that fast. I think we'll see a lot more sacks this game by the Crimson Tide defense. I think that the linebackers, Mac Wilson and everybody, Dallas Turner, everybody, I think they're going to be able to stuff that running game, try to keep them under 100 yards. And, of course, on offense, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to throw for 750 yards a game? No, it'd be great to have 750 yards of offense, but because we know our path to victory is through ball control, don't let Leary have the ball. Don't let their offense keep the ball. When we get the ball, let's get our defense plenty of rest, a lot of rest. And we have to do that by keeping Ray Davis in control. This guy is averaging 6.1 yards a carry, has 9 touchdowns, and he has 900 yards on the season. And like I say, six is a lot. That's more than what Jace is doing. But I don't know if they've seen a defense like this, folks. I mean, the defense that we have right now is beyond scary. It's ominous, especially in the second half. And like I said, eventually, sometimes this year, whether it's the next 3 games or games that we're allowed to play after the Iron Bowl, somebody's going to catch 2 solid halves of Alabama. Now, I'll even say this. Against LSU and our high-powered offense, we had a fantastic more than 50% game against LSU because I still like what I saw early in the second quarter. Things got away from us. At the end of the second quarter, that was a solid attempt. I like how the Tennessee game went, to the truth. But everything in all of those games was just so much better in the second half. But if we can start off strong with the ball, using ball control, they know Jalen's going to run. Maybe we run up in the middle, run it right at them, see if they can stop it. Because if they can't, that's part of our path to victory right there. If you can't stop the running backs, whether we're running straight at them, counters, somewhere in between the tackles. If you can't stop that, you're going to have a problem. Because then we can pop you over the top. You still got people in the flats. We got all kind of receivers. And please, let's kind of work in that tight end as a release valve. Because if we can throw 8 first downs, it still take a lot of time. I don't want to throw the ball that much. But if we did, that'd be great. So I expect to see the Tide definitely take this victory. They have us favored by 10.5 on the road. To be honest, that Leary, he's been out for a while. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say we'll cover that. Yeah, I can see 10.5, especially the way they've been playing in the second half. That's just not a no-brainer, but it's just, I think that's something that can happen because I just don't see this guy coming back in the game against one of the toughest defenses in the nation as far as we're playing right now. And, this is not LSU's offense. I mean, if LSU got 28, I could see Kentucky scoring 17. And then we could score 31, just running and pounding the ball. And of course, as we know, Will Reichert, everybody's entitled to have a moment. Will Reichert had quite a moment last week, and I expect him to have put in the work to get back on the path that he's on. As he's an excellent kicker, and like I said, last week he had a moment. So everybody I have a moment, and we just got to be understanding. But I think he's going to do the things that he needs to do to get back on track. So that's why I will say, I'll say 31-17 is realistic because they're not offensively what LSU was. I mean, I think we're relatively healthy coming out into this game. Some people are dinged up, but I expect the Tide to roll tomorrow at noon. And just remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, share it with others if you like what you're hearing, or if you don't like, let me know in the comments of things I can change. Maybe I can't change this. It's a beautiful thing. I can't change this. But if it's something you like to hear or like to hear my opinion on, or if you like to leave your opinion, please do. Until then, see you at game time. Have a great one.